Alright, we're back at it again, talking about more combat sports. I know, you guys saw the title, you're like, what the fuck is this fake shit? We don't care about fucking Misfits, we don't care about Logan Paul, KSI, we don't give a fuck about them. I personally, I don't know why I have this in my ear, my bad. I personally wanted to talk about this card. Obviously, I'll give my predictions on who I think is going to win, and then I'll just give my opinions about influencer boxing. Alright, so I have the fucking card pulled up right here. I really don't follow this shit, so I don't know who the fuck any of these people are. All I know is that this bitch tried to kiss KSI once, and I know Swarms was a part of that stupid 2-fight main event fucking thing that KSI did. The only ones I'm going to be talking about are these 3 fights, the ones that people actually care about. And then, like I said, I'm going to be talking about my opinions on influencer boxing and where do I think it's gonna go after this. Anyway, so to start off, Salt Poppy versus Slim. Salt Poppy's actually with the shits. I know he lost against Anthony Taylor, who's right here, but that one was kind of stupid. Like, there was some beef going on with Misfits, so he was just like, oh, I'm doing 3 rounds instead of 5. Oh, I'm not even gonna try kind of shit. And no offense to Slim, he's just kind of your typical influencer boxer. I don't think he has what it takes to outpoint Salt Poppy or knock Salt Poppy out. So as we've seen, Salt Poppy has literally knocked motherfuckers out. So, and his physique is absolutely amazing. He's like taking his training very seriously. He went from like a little fat pudgy boy to a fucking shredded fucking legit boxer. So, you know what? I think Salt Poppy 100% is going to take this. No offense to Slim. Actually, offense to Slim. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Anyway, now we're going to go on to the Logan Paul versus Dillon Danis fight. This one is weird and iffy, and I don't really care about it because Logan Paul is definitely on roids. He's refused drug testing, and Dillon Danis isn't a boxer. He's a fucking grappler. He's a jiu-jitsu fucking champion or whatever. He's an MMA fighter, so obviously, I want Dillon Danis to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. fucking roided out, yoked out motherfucking Logan Paul wins. Because he's yoked out. I think it's 6 rounds or something like that. So, maybe Logan Paul will gas out. I think Dillon Danis is going to... I don't think Logan Paul's going to put away Dillon Danis, even with roids. But, I don't know. He's probably going to win the fight. Dillon Danis isn't a boxer. This is fucking stupid. I don't know why this fight came about and why Logan Paul won't take it in MMA. Because he's been training with fucking Adesanya and Volkanovski, so he's with the shits. But anyway, in my opinion, I think Logan Paul's going to take it mainly because roids and Dillon Danis isn't a striker. I would love to see Dillon Danis pull it through, but I don't think that's going to happen. And then the main event... KSI versus Tommy Fury. I know they say it's a double main event, but you can only have one fucking main event, and it's this one. Tommy Fury obviously is going to put away fucking KSI. I don't care about the power. I don't care about the power that KSI has. I don't care if he hits harder than Jake Paul. This is fucking Tommy Fury, who isn't the greatest boxer, but at least he's like a legit boxer. He comes from a long line of boxers. His brother's Tyson Fury, his dad's John Fury. They're all with the shits, and they all expect a lot out of him, so Tommy Fury's definitely going to put him away. I don't know if he's going to knock KSI out. He might just do what he did against Jake Paul and outpoint him, outbox him. Maybe he'll drop KSI, but I don't think he's going to finish KSI. But anyway, those are my fucking opinions on these fights. And what I wanted to talk about is mainly what Tommy Fury brought up against KSI.
Because me and Jake Paul went there for 2.5 years. 2 cancellation fights. So me beating Jake Paul, this fight was automatically going to happen afterwards because him and Jake Paul have got beef. You know, they all want to see who's better out of them 2. But me beating him just threw a spanner in the works. So now I've beat him. This was next for me. So when I knock you out, YouTube boxing is where?
In my opinion, I think this is the pinnacle of influencer boxing. That's mainly why I wanted to talk about it, because I feel like nothing's going to get higher than this. And I feel like it's going to plateau. No, it's like hitting its climax, and then it's just going to be downhill from here. Because Jake Paul, no one really cares about Jake Paul anymore. He lost to Tommy Fury. Before that, his Anderson Silva fight sold, what, 200,000, maybe less pay-per-views. The rematch with Woodley sold like 60,000. No one's really interested in this anymore. because everyone wanted to see Jake Paul versus KSI, but their egos are too fucking stupid, and they're like, oh, if I lose to Jake Paul, oh, if I lose to KSI, fuck, what's gonna happen to me? So Jake Paul already lost to Tommy Fury, and then if KSI loses to Tommy Fury, then they're gonna have some fucking little loser fucking bracket, little loser championship main event for the biggest loser between KSI and Jake Paul. And no one's gonna really care anymore. You got all the questions that everyone's had, like, oh, can KSI box? Can Jake Paul box? Well, if Tommy Fury beats both of them, now we know the answer. Like, oh, okay, they can only fight other influencers. They're actually not with the shits. You know what I'm saying? And you know, even if they fight, I can't even say that KSI could somehow win this. I mean, obviously he can somehow win this, but I don't see it happening. But like, if KSI somehow wins against Tommy Fury, holy shit, then he's gonna be like the biggest A side in fucking influencer boxing. But yeah, honestly, I feel like Tommy Fury is kind of right. He's kind of destroying influencer boxing. He's like putting a rest to this because no one's gonna have it. I feel like, as like an onlooker, to see what, because I keep up with it, not too much, but occasionally I look at it. It's been very like dead. Like, no one really cares about this anymore. It's not as what it used to be. Like when KSI was fighting Logan Paul, that did like what, 1 point something million pay-per-views with Jake Paul as the co-main event or something like that. It's not what it used to be. Like the Joe Fournier KSI fight only sold like 200,000 pay-per-views, maybe less. No one really cares about these guys anymore because everyone wanted to see KSI versus Jake Paul after he beat Logan Paul. And now it's kind of just like, okay, when are we going to get that fight? When are we going to get that fight? And now it's like more people are just like, you know what, we're never going to get that fight. Who cares? Tommy Fury's going to be KSI. I'm not going to buy this kind of shit. So I feel like this is like make or break for the influencer boxing scene. Like, sure, KSI is probably going to have a few more fucking Misfits cards that are going to sell like absolute dookie. But I feel like if anything, Salt Poppy might be the only savior for this because I feel like he actually wants to like box. So if like an influencer can actually make it into the boxing scene. Like Jake Paul is trying to fucking be a real boxer. He keeps calling out Canelo and stuff. But he keeps fighting old washed UFC fighters who aren't boxers. Like sure, Anderson Silva did beat the shit out of Julio Cesar Chavez. But you know, Silva was just going in there for, I don't want to say for a paycheck, but from watching the fight, he was like sparring the entire fight. If Jake Paul goes in there with an actual boxer, he'll get starched. Especially a boxer around his weight, which I think is like cruiserweight or something. So he would fight like an Usyk or something. He'd get destroyed. So, but I feel like Saul Poppy doesn't care and that he wants to actually move into boxing. So if an influencer goes from influencer boxing to actual boxing, I feel like that'll be good. That'll somewhat help revive the influencer boxing sphere. But if they just keep boxing each other, like no offense, when KSI boxed Swarms and Pineda, no one knew who the fuck Swarms and Pineda was. And then iDubbbz boxed Alex Wasabi, and we all saw how fucking bad Creator Clash 2 did. See, there's like a lack of interest in it now. There's like actual evidence that shows you no one really cares about this shit anymore. And like I said, this might be the pinnacle. This is a make or break for influencer boxing. It's all on KSI. And we all know he's going to lose. And then, you know, you have Salt Poppy over there. He's going to be the messiah. He's going to go into real boxing and then, you know, put up a fight and then maybe win some fights. And then people are like, wow, an influencer became a legit boxer. Hell yeah. Then more eyes will come back to influencer boxing, but no one cares because KSI isn't going to fight actual boxers. Jake Paul is probably going to rematch fucking Nate Diaz for some reason. So the big names in influencer boxing are pussy and they don't even want to fight actual boxers. They don't want to take the next step and like revolutionize influencer boxing. So that's what I think. I think this is going to be the end for influencer boxing. The interest in it has already plummeted. If KSI loses to Tom Fury, it's going to plummet again because they're just going to have the loser championship between KSI and Jake Paul, and it's not nearly going to do as much numbers as it would have if they did it a lot sooner, because now they both lost to Tommy Fury, who's an actual boxer, who isn't even that great of an actual boxer, so that just shows you what level they're at. And then they're like, oh, it's just who's the better loser out of the two. No one's like, sure, people are gonna still want it, but it's not gonna do nearly as much, as big of numbers as it would have if they done it earlier on. But anyway, yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. Like I said, Salt Poppy's gonna take it. Logan Paul's probably gonna take it. Mr. fucking roided out, and then KSI's. Oh, fucking KSI's definitely not gonna take it. I almost got caught slipping. Tommy Fury's definitely gonna take it, and this is gonna be like the downfall of influencer boxing. But some people say it already happened. But yeah, anyway, I just want to give my thoughts. I just think this card is interesting because I feel like it's gonna be the last hyped up influencer boxing card, which is, it's like kind of sad, but also I know a lot of people are like, hell yeah, fuck influencer boxing, and then some people are like, oh, it's bringing ice to normal boxing. I don't think it's doing that at all, because the numbers I just said, Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul did 60,000, Anderson Silva and Jake Paul did 200,000 or less. No one cares. No one cares about these guys because they're not fighting boxers, you know what I'm saying? Is it really influencer boxing if you're fighting fucking NBA players and fucking rappers who just started training boxing? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's bringing eyes to normal boxing at all. Normal boxing is doing just fine. I think Canelo and Charlo did like 800,000 buys or something like that. Who is this for? Because even like normal people who are just like, oh yeah, who rode on the influencer boxing train when it first started, are losing interest. Look at Creator Clash. The first one did like 150,000. Second one did like 50,000 or less, maybe 25, and they lost like $1 million. KSI is only putting up like 200,000, 300,000 numbers. Jake Paul, ever since he lost, I don't know how much Nate Diaz did, but no one cares. No one cares about these boxers anymore. So, in my opinion, I feel like this is the actual downfall, and this is going to be the last hyped card for influencer boxing, which is cool. Like I said, it's kind of sad because it had a good ride. I don't even remember when the first Logan Paul and KSI fight was. Was that almost 10 years ago? That would be fucking nuts. That would be fucking nuts. But yeah, it had a good ride. It is what it is. And like I said, no one really knows who the fuck any of these people are. People only know Swarms because he lost. People only know Peta because he lost to KSI. Both of them did. And then people only know who she is because she tried kissing KSI and shit. Like, no one knows who these people are. No one cares. There's a reason why they're only advertising these two fights. Because the two biggest names, and then Dillon Danis is a pretty decently big name, and Tommy Fury is a pretty decently big name. No one cares about anything else. But anyway, I just want to give my quick thoughts and opinions on fucking Misfits, fucking the Prime card, because it's that, I feel like it's like bittersweet almost. This is going to be the end of influencer boxing. I feel like no one's going to care who KSI fights after he loses to Tommy Fury. And no one cares about Logan Paul. Like, no one cares about him. People used to hate Dillon Danis, but they're rooting for him because they hate Logan Paul so much. So, anyway, that's just my quick thoughts on this little fucking Misfits card. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. I know all three of my uploads this week have been combat sports oriented. I just felt like it was just a hype week for combat sports. I wanted to get it out. You know, I wanted to get that relevancy. But we'll have more variety videos coming out next week. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day.